see, we'll share this out to Facebook, copy the link. Copy, nah, we'll share it out to Facebook. So we'll see. Hmm. Let's see. All right, let's see. Who else is on besides? If you're on, let me know. Um, yeah, we're trying to do a Facebook live stream, and we don't know what happened there. But let me go ahead and post this up here, get you guys all situated, because I was gluing some wheels and tires earlier, and oh, there you are. I had to go on Facebook Live, Corey, to do that. So now, and you're still sitting. Maybe I should get a permanent camera for this. There we go. All right. There we go. There we go. There we go. All right. I got 3 of y'all on right now. That's cool. All right. So, yeah, I had to post it on a different one. Yeah, apparently I needed my laptop or my other phone. I couldn't even find a charger for it. So I was like, all right, let me see if I could do it via YouTube. So again, I got 3 of y'all on here. That's cool. I ain't expecting a lot. Again, I want to talk about today. Talked to Corey today. I talked to Cole today, and the big topic, like I said in this most previous live video, was Cole's hot lap hobbies. All right, so the reason why it became a big a big topic was Hector made a post this morning, and yeah, I totally agree with them 100%. And yeah, we do need to support our local tracks, give help where you can. I know a lot of people that do help expect stuff out of it. That was one thing I'm glad Corey did not you know hopefully didn't think of us when we did that. uh we were, I wouldn't say, Corey had a great program. And again, I talked to him again on that today, and we did not know that how great it was. A lot of people didn't know how great it was and how much went behind the scenes of the Pikes Peak RC Arena in general. And again, I tried to express that Cole over there at Hot Lap Hobbies, he's pretty much by himself with his wife. So he's a one-man show with his wife, and he does have his help. As to where Corey had a group of employees, and then he had his volunteers working the track. And that's pretty much how I seen over at other tracks. Extreme RC Raceway, where I was at in South Carolina, works the same way. It's just him and Tim inside the shop. Every once in a while, he'll have that one or two onesies that'll help out, but the track is totally separate from the storefront itself. So just like how Pikes Peak RC Arena was, it was completely separated from the storefront. Granted, it was all underneath the same roof, but none of the employees that were over there at Hobbytown, in conjunction with the Pikes Peak RC Arena, had anything to do with the track except take payment for entries and stuff like that, or guide the customers on purchases and stuff like that. But when it came down to the track, basically the knowledge of the track came down to Corey, myself, and those that helped out greatly a lot. I'm talking like consistently Phil, Rich, Pete, Scrappy, that had very knowledge of what was going on the track. There's only 2 people I can probably account for that had knowledge of the track that were employees. That would be Shane and Matt. Yeah, I greatly miss you guys out there as well too. But again, that's pretty much it. Corey had a system, and it was a working system. It was just the 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 delays of everything, which was the ultimate downfall of it. So again, I still stay in contact with Corey. Hopefully I'll bring him on with my project, as he brought me on with his project. So I'll bring him on with my project, and hopefully we'll see what happens in our cool future right there. So again, I do talk to Corey a lot. For those that have not seen him, I'm sure he misses you guys as well. And he golly, he'll be over at 5280 tomorrow. So again, 5280 right now, they are doing Mini Z racing as we speak. They should probably be finishing up here shortly, but they are doing Mini Z as we speak. They will have off-road carpet tomorrow, so that's head up by Art Screamo and his crew. So go ahead and support Art Screamo. For those that don't know, 5280 was primarily a how would I say, it was basically a Mini Z on-road facility. Now Art worked his magic and incorporated the carpet off-road program, and don't we can't forget about the other tracks too. And I really didn't talk about that much when I was with the arena, but you got Eric Adams out there. He golly, you got to go try out the glue track. Again, I always talk about it. I am a big fan of the glue track. I notice here and there a lot of the 8-scale tracks, they're going to oil now. So a lot of them are doing oil over their dirt now. So I guess that preserves it in a sense. But at the same time, you're contaminating it in a sense. So again, what dirt track isn't, right? So again, that's another way. I know the 8-scale track where I learned to do 8-scale racing, they used sugar at one time and it murdered tires. So that was a thing that they went away from, and it steered away a lot of drivers and stuff. So again, I guess it comes down to how set up and stuff like that with the track, which gets very, very hard, which in my case with Corey, very spoiled with the carpet. I'll tell you what, carpet is a totally different world from what I've so far experienced right now with dirt. I'll tell you right now, dirt is very dirty. Dirt is very, very dirty. And speaking of dirt and 8-scale tracks, Graham Hill has his 3-series race going on right now, or 3-day series race going on right now. The Rockies, I forgot what it was called, LRC of the Rockies. He's doing that right now. I was going to go up there and race that. Unfortunately, I cannot make it up there because I got VA tomorrow, and that's a big, big priority for me. And I got all my doggies down here right now. So for those that don't know, I got pugs. I got 6 of them running around here, around my legs right now. Yes. He does need to, and that was the one thing I did talk with Cole about, Corey, was doing the live feed. And it's not so much that he wants to copy off of what Pikes Peak RC Arena with. I think that's what everybody was so used to with you, and again, the live feed. You did it to the website. You did it. Well, no, you did it via YouTube and Facebook, and it connected everybody. Not to mention, golly, the comments were right there. You passed out sticker trophies. Golly, there's so much that went on with the Pikes Peak RC Arena that nobody really didn't see behind the scenes. It was crazy. Hey, quit scratching on the door. Mommy's sleeping. Sorry. Anyways, there's a lot that went on with that, and not many people realize what was going on behind the scenes and how much Corey, who's on right now, has done for the RC community here in Springs. And like I said, it sucks that it went away and stuff. And yeah, we got to make the best of what we have. Okay, so again, it's just, again, gotta give a lot of support out to a lot of our local tracks. There's a bunch out there. Golly, I can name pretty much almost all of them. I think all the racetracks that are here, starting way north, I want to say Graham, if you're into 8-scale racing and short course truck racing, he's all the way up north. I think north of him is Extreme, golly, what track is that? Eplex, Hobby Eplex, I think it is, or whatever. I think they got their track up there. I only talked to them like once or twice. You got Eric Adams with more, 5280, which I just talked about. JT, which is off to the east of that, I want to say. So you got JT. Then we get down here in Springs. Matt Kyle is pretty much the only track down here now, which is 8-scale, 5th scale, which I fully experienced. That was actually pretty cool, big, destructive. The short course trucks and stuff like that, and run what you brung depending on what you bring. He has all that stuff there. And then we get all the way down south, and we have Cole's Hot Lap Hobbies, which again is the hottest topic right now. Yes, we do need to convince Cole to get on board and yeah, get a webcam. Get a webcam. If you guys want to bring him on board, I think he's free to watch or do whatever on here. Uh, yeah, I should have brought that up to him today when I talked to him on the phone, because I did talk to him for a long while this morning, and to see what was going on. And I he doesn't get to see what everybody else is in support sees. So again, because he's so busy behind the scenes, and you got to remember he is still doing retail, and he's trying to run a race program all by himself. So there's a lot that goes on. I've seen Corey do it by himself a couple times, and it gets hard. It gets frustrating, and you're pulled in so many different directions when people ask you questions, and you're trying to do work your own thing, get ready for your own race, and then run the race, and then run the store at the same time, and then chase around a little girl. So yeah, I think the little girl part is the hardest part, but other than that, there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes. Like I said, a lot of people don't see, and that's why I say, you know, be mindful of what Cole's doing over there at Hot Lap Hobbies, because he is doing his best. Hector is not wrong at all. For those that commented, again, in support of that, greatly appreciated, because you guys couldn't have not said it any better. I know there's a lot of our local guys here in Springs that go down there to Cole's Hot Lap Hobbies. Pete goes down there. Paulie goes down there. John Carpenter's been down there. Obviously, Hector goes down there. I think Kurt's been down there a couple times. He has a video that he has posted driving his stadium truck, and he kind of proved me and Corey wrong on the Rustler portion of the stadium truck. But boy, he had to put a lot of money in that. So at that point, you might as well buy a kit. But it did come out very well for what he did with the Rustler. Also, how would I say? There are other videos out there. Again, it doesn't. There's not really much of a highlight where they fully walk around the whole entire store. I think that's something I'll probably do when I get down there to Cole's Hot Lap Hobby, so I can let you guys see what the whole entire Hot Lap Hobbies is about. Because apparently, it does look small in the videos, but from what I've been told, it is big in there. It is very big. He has basically the same footprint as what we had over there at the Pikes Peak RC Arena, but with 2 stories. So he has the basement, and for those that don't know, the basement area, which is not done, which is not being used, will be for the 10 scale stuff. So don't think that the 10 scale that's being upstairs right now on that tiny track that he has, that's just there for you guys, so you guys have something to drive on. That is very temporary. That's pretty much, I want to say, their oval track for 1RC or even for Mini Z. So again, the Mini Z and 1RC stuff is going to be upstairs, and then downstairs will be the 10 scale stuff. So again, that'll be your off-road and on-road whenever he gets those programs like fully going. Now, do we know if 10 scale touring car will be a thing over there, because these things are very quick, or will the LMHs do a lot better? Will it be, there's a lot of factors that we don't know yet that we still have to look into, again, i.e. the GT12s, or can we run a 13.5 pan car in there? So again, there's a lot of factors in there. I got to get down there myself and then talk with Cole, and then help him come up with a game plan on that. So again, I want to give him my support as much as possible, helping him out doing what he needs to do. I'm not saying everybody has to be like the Pikes Peak RC Arena. Again, Corey, Cole said a statement to me today about that, where he was like, he tells the guys over there now that are racing over there at his place, that usually sometimes they'll have something to say about the track. They'll be like, well, Corey ruined y'all. And I asked Cole, I was like, what do you mean Corey ruined him? He goes, man, he got him. He got him spoiled with the trophies and the live streaming and so on and so forth. And it's no different from what he can do. Cole can do all that. He just needs a little help on that. He's in the right direction, irregardless. And again, we see Cheesecake Factory in the future. So that's just an inside thing between me and Cole right now. But again, we're trying to get everybody involved and supportive of the Pueblo track. All right, I know a lot of people don't want to go down to Pueblo. It is a shorter drive from here to there as it would be up to Denver. But again, a lot of people, from what I've heard and what people have told me, it's more competitive up in Denver. And yes, I want to say majority of all our off-road racers that came from Springs were all from Denver. Majority of them, I want to say probably we can probably myself, Corey, and maybe a few others, we probably accounted for probably about 7-8% of that 100% of what was show up for off-road racing. And then we'll throw, you know, you got Pueblo that's coming into play as well too, and then other people from different areas. On road, again, more dominant with us was Colorado Springs, because again, everything was based off of Mini Z and stuff, and everybody kind of related that to the on-road thing. So on-road pretty much was our most affordable thing, which would be the Fortec. I got Isaiah's down there, and Charles has his at home. But the Fortecs were very affordable, and then we went into the touring car, the pan car, so on and so forth. So there's a lot that that what made on-road more popular than off-road in Colorado Springs with the Colorado Springs crowd. Okay, so hey, shh. The dogs, they're wrestling, so they sound like little aliens. But anyways, with everything going on, I know a lot of people that, like I said, the big talk is Cole's Hot Lap Hobbies. Again, he is still setting up, he is still building, he is still getting ready, but he is accommodating for everybody there to at least have something to do. All right, he could just put it off for a long while until the downstairs is completely done before he does any 10 scale. And right now he did set up a temporary area for 10 scale to do. So granted, it is a small area. I think the fastest laps I've seen on there were like 6-7 seconds, 6 seconds or 7-second lap times. Golly, I like to see somebody do 3-second lap, but it's kind of hard because you're not using your vehicle to its full extent. I saw John Carpenter's comment talking about running Mini B and Mini T, and I know over at Steel City they ran that in conjunction with the buggies. So again, and they outperform the 10 scale buggies because of the smaller track and the smaller concept. And for those that don't know, on the Mini Bs or the Mini Ts, let me grab my sons real quick. So I have a low C Mini 8 here. This is Isaiah's. I got this for Isaiah when he literally was only 7 months old, so he can just sit there and watch RC cars. And I picked this up in El Paso, Texas a long time ago. And this is his low C 8 Mini. And they race these over at Steel City. They also race them over at Cole's Hot Lap Hobbies. So they are not that much bigger than a 10 scale 4-wheel drive. I'll pull this one up right there. So yeah, there's just a little side, and then you got the micros. Again, the micros break, but these very popular over at Steel City for those that are, you know, wanting to get into it. And that's what John Carpenter was talking about, was these guys right here. So the Mini Bs and the Mini Ts, not necessarily the Mini 8s. This is basically a miniature version of the 8 scale, which would be like the Truggy here or my buggy up there. So again, these are super popular. Even on the East Coast, these are very popular, along with the Groms. So if you guys hear my dogs, I'm sorry. They're running around crazy right now. We got the Zoomies, typical pugs. But yes, that is one thing that John Carpenter suggested, was doing Mini B, Mini T over there for the time being until the 10 scale track gets up, because it is perfect size and area for that. And then obviously he is still doing his 1RC over there. He is doing Oval this weekend. For those that want to show up, Oval will be a big thing over there this week. It looks like got a bunch of people that'll be showing up over there. So Again, JT has showed up over there. So again, greatly appreciated by those guys that have showed up over there, helping out Cole. Again, I have not been over there. Like I said, I just got off a 2-month trip, and I've been gone for a while. I took a break in the middle of that 2-month trip and helped Corey out the last couple of days before we got everything out of the store. So again, it was just, you know, my priority and my focus was helping Corey out at the time. So hence why he gave me what you guys are watching now, which is the Pikes Peak RC Arena. Kind of changed it up a little bit. The Pikes Peak RC Arena race news around the nation. That's what it is now. But yeah, that's where we're going. That's where we're going with that. So since I travel so much, I let people know what it tracks or what tracks I've experienced, and gives them ideas if they end up in that location to go check out tracks. So again, me being over in South Carolina, I brought my 10 scale out there thinking that I was going to do something with it. Obviously not. Ended up with a Techno 2.2 8 scale buggy, and it just grew from there. And those guys taught me a lot. Again, I talked about that in my last video about the hospitality, and that goes with the whole Southern thing. Ed, I saw your last, I saw your post or your comment on the last live feed that happened like 20-30 minutes ago. My condolences to your nephew back home, again in our home area back in Hawaii, over there in Wahiawa. So again, that yeah, he's been, he's much prayers to Ed right now, because he's been losing his friends and family, and that's not a cool thing. We lost before I left out to South Carolina, we lost a racer that was deeply part of the family here at the Pikes Peak RC Arena. We lost John Calvin, and that same day his son Ryan Calvin came in and told us everything that happened. So again, support, check on your buddies, always, you know, cherish those moments that you're with those people. All right. So again, the one guy that I met over there in South Carolina, Donnie Young, he announced as well too. We talked and chill, and then a couple of days later he had passed. And yeah, that kind of sucks, because it was cool because we connected on an announcer sense of things, or a race director sense of things, so which was actually pretty cool. So my dogs are wrestling each other. So again, I think I'll end up keep on doing the YouTube live videos and then stream it over to the Facebook, so you guys can comment on there. I can't see any of the comments for some odd reason. I don't know, Corey just commented not too long. If you can comment on the YouTube portion of this, comment right now if you can, so I can see that you guys are okay. All right, so Cole has 300 so far this September to compare, more 209. Ooh. So he has the entry counts then. He has it. So all we got to do is yeah, I just saw that now, Corey. All we got to do is yeah, I guess he's going in the right direction, I should say. He is definitely going in the right direction. Let's see. What is... Okay. All right, yeah. So again, yeah, Corey just commented doing the entry counts, and I guess the entries do count, but how many... It also comes down to how many people are showing up, because you again, we get those. Yeah. Winter season will pick up. The problem with winter season here, it's so unpredictable. So if we get those days, it's already been sketchy. So I know for a couple of people, it's already been sketchy enough for people to, how would I say, to drive for like my area, right? I live near the Cheyenne Mountain. To drive over to Corey's place, how would it be driving to Cole's place for the guys that live here in Colorado Springs? So that could be another factor too. But again, like Corey's always said, the summer months always slow down because everybody starts 8 scale racing, and then the winter months, since the season is down for 8 scale racing, everybody jumps back onto the 10 scale portion of things. And again, I see majority of that going over there to 5280. Hope to God I see it over at Cole's, but like I said, looks like Cole's on the right track. So it just gives that illusion of being slow. So I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. Hmm. But how many people are doing entries though? Because we do get those, you know, just like when we did LRC. Not these dogs are really running. Just like when we were doing the 1RC racing and stuff, we only had like 5 people show up, but it ended up being like 40 entries. So again, you had like one person entering like 6 or 7 cars. So again, that comes down. But then again, every entry, I think at what, pretty much after the third one is free. So how do you wager that? How do you count that? But again, entries do count. A lot of people look at that at live, the live RC. I just looked at the Georgia Peach State one right now. Currently, they got over 275 entries. That's not to say who's going to do the walk-ons tomorrow, and they can be 300 plus tomorrow. That goes the same with Graham Hill up there at LRC with his entry count. So, yeah, we'll definitely see. Matt Kyle, he had probably the biggest entry count of fifth scales he's ever seen over there at the faster laps, which was actually pretty cool to watch. Big vehicles. Talk about creating ruts. Those vehicles will create ruts. What? Oh, but other than that, yeah, the entry counts. Yeah, is where it comes in. But how many people are showing up? Because if I enter, let's say, all 50 plus of my vehicles, that counts as 50 entries, but only one person's racing. So again, how many people are actually showing up is what I say. And it does, like what you said, Corey, it is kind of slow. It is it does show that it's because it's spread out, it shows like it's slow. And Cole is doing a lot of different classes. And I'm trying to see what he's all actually running out there. I have not seen directly what he's all actually. I'm not sure if he's ran everything that he said he's going to be running out there. So again, I got to make it out there myself and see what his program is, and then we'll get on board and we'll see where it goes from there. So, yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Well, hopefully he does got a nice building. From what I'm told, he has a very nice building. From what I'm told. So. Again, I have not been out there yet to see Cole at his Hot Lap Hobbies. Again, I did talk to him on the phone for a while today, to include Corey. And again, we'll see where everything goes. Because right now, everything still looks promising. Everything is still good. And they, you know, as with any track, they do have their loyal people, you know. So again, Cole does have a good following out there in Pueblo. Um, Especially with the location that he has and stuff. So, yeah, hopefully it only get bigger and better. And especially like you just said, Corey, the winter season is coming upon us. Where, how would I say, 8 scale is what should be ending up here in November. I know Matt Kyle's ends up in November. I'm not sure when Graham's ends and stuff, and those pretty much are the only 8 scale tracks, but they do have a big following that comes out to them. So hopefully we see the numbers increase during the winter time frame going into March, when everything starts slowing down for indoor and then everybody goes back outdoor, which is totally opposite over there in South Carolina, or basically on the East Coast, because those guys, man, that's year round for those guys. And year round 8 scale, those guys live, breathe, everything 8 scale out there. And 10 scale to them is like what, I hate to say this, Cole and Justin, um, 10 scale over there in the East Coast is like, you know, on dirt, I should say, is like what 1RC was to us over there at Pikes Peak RC Arena. It's cool, but it was more of a niche thing, and that's more of a niche thing over there in South Carolina or any of the Virginia and down, because everything is, again, all focused on the 8 scale. So, you know, and I always talk about 8 scale too, and I was just like, man, I hated it. It was dirty. I got my old school Hyper 7 over here. Watch out, doggy. And you want to talk about old school? I got an old school one here, and I still got my Hyper 7, my Hobalt Hyper 7, and she still pulls and stuff. So, Yep. But you know, the LRP 28R motor on there. So again, yeah, but that was more of a basher for me. It was never really got into racing with it. Never driven it on a track. I drove it on a golf course, and I got that when I was on a trip. So I just literally just drove it on a golf course. I want to say in 2008, 2007 was when I was playing with that thing, and I haven't touched it since. So then I brought it on a trip and haven't done anything with it. Just came here to Colorado with me with all my other Texas stuff. So yeah, that was pretty much it for that one, 8 scale wise. And then I want to say last year ended up getting a Techno 2.1, and Jose ended up getting that for me, and I never got to drive it. So, and then I got the 2.2, obviously both truggies, and now I got the Nitro truggy. So this one came from Tom Prindle. So this was actually pretty cool. I like this one a lot. Pretty much redid it to my style, to my liking of things. But yeah, got a good deal on it. Came with the titanium turnbuckles, the FPO2 motor, which is very popular over there on the East Coast. This is a very popular motor. And John drove this this past weekend and dominated in Nitro E-Truggy with Van right behind him. So it was actually pretty cool to watch this motor in action. It's actually, I'm very impressed with that motor. A Rappy motor, I should say. So again, while I'm talking to you guys, I am gluing tires. I'm just getting all situated here, making sure that I am G to G. Those are both done on both sides. How about this one? No, this one is not. So again, trusty old Avid Coswork tire gluing machine. Again, I talked about the wheels and tires. Again, their design is phenomenal. Again, I did talk about their 3-gear transmission that they were going to debut. Obviously, T7 and the new SC7, for those that have not seen, comes with the 3-gear transmission, but it is also interchangeable with your B7 buggy if you have one. So again, if you guys want that 3-gear transmission, I think it moves it back 1.5 millimeters. So again, it is a bigger gear, and if you look at Avid RC's Facebook page, Zeke does a explanation on that, and then people commented. So if you guys read the comments on there, the comments are very Zeke's comments are very supportive to him replying to what people are commenting on. So again, the design and ingenuity with Avid is like I said in the previous video. Where's that dang tire at again? I don't know what I did with it, but they do have those triangular trusses around the hex, and I have not seen any other tire do that. Again, he has a valley right here to keep glue from spooling all over your wheels, because we know how messy some of y'all can get with gluing some of your wheels and tires. So on these little pink tips work really, really great if you can attach them. Corey did have a big sale over there, over at the Pikes Peak, over at the Hobby Town before he closed down. And, you know, if you didn't jump on the glue at 80% off, man, I tell you what, you lost out. Because I've seen people buy boxes and boxes of those things, or whatever Corey had left. And I'm not sure Corey has, I think he has a little bit of things left. So that's one thing. What he does have left, Matt Kyle needs, and that's that damn freaking, it's that dang timing system. Because if you guys have not been out to Matt Kyle's track, you cannot use a 3-wire. Where's that thing at? A 3-wire transponder. It has to be the old school 2-wire. So apparently mine didn't pick up over there. I had to go get one off another vehicle, and good thing the other vehicle had one on there. So now I got to search all through my my vehicles to see what 2 wires I got left. I still have it. 25 takes it with all the loops. Yeah, see, 2,500. That is so tempting. So tempting right now. Oh no, so tempting. 2,500. You cannot beat that deal. I went with Corey, and golly, we went ahead and got that. We met over at Home Depot with the guy that I got the Techno buggy from, the kit that Jose has now, and I put that thing together. So that was actually pretty cool. So I don't know if that guy, he built his own track and pretty much a brand new decoder. And if you guys need a decoder, Matt Kyle, there you go. I got 4 viewers on here. Who is watching besides Corey? Because Corey is commenting. Who else is watching? I was watching the Georgia Peaks practice session going on. I had a couple of my buddies out there. I got Joe Mandola out there, who is sponsored by Trigon Tires. These are J Concepts, but Trigon Tires. And then I got Justin Simonson out there, who is sponsored by Techno. He's a chassis sponsor, so he's driving out there. I watched him do some practices and stuff. And there's one more guy from South Carolina that went out there. He's from Sumter. He's also racing out there as well too. So those are the 3 people I know. 2 mainly, but 3 people I know of that are racing out there at the Georgia Peach Classic. And it's pretty much this. I want to say it's the same building or same track or the same facility as what Wicked Weekend was done in. So I think that's what that was. But man, like I said, 8 scale dominates over there. They just had 2 brand new tracks open up over there right when I was leaving. And yeah, that's actually pretty cool to see the growth of 8 scale tracks. The problem is some of these tracks are out in the middle of nowhere. Sumter is in a beautiful location in South Carolina. I want to say right when you get to the park, there is a full-size Red Tails P51 Mustang on display, kind of like it's flying over and stuff, but it's right there at the entrance of the city park, and that's where Sumter is right in the city park of things. And it's actually very, very nice. I want to say, again, it's probably, depending on how fast you drive, it's about an hour's drive over there to Sumter from the track that I was at over in South Carolina, which is Extreme RC Raceway, which, if you guys have not noticed, they just redid their whole entire track layout. And I was asking my brother if they had any more trips going on over there, because I love to go over there and race and hang out with those guys. Again, my roots with 110 scale racing, carpet racing is here in Colorado Springs, but my 8 scale racing roots are right there in South Carolina. Those guys still help me out a lot. If you guys did not see in the beginning of the video, I just did 65 trophies for those guys over there in South Carolina, to include a raffle for them, and then extra trophy plaques and stuff like that for how would you say, like fastest lap, most improved, stuff like that. So their trophy systems out there, or their placement systems, is 1st through 5th, as we are used to over here in Colorado Springs. Aside Matt Kyle's, he does 1st through 5th on everything, but what I was used to is 1st through 3rd. And I'll tell you what, 1st through 5th plaques, man, that gets expensive. That's a lot. That's a lot of weight, because adding all those up. And Corey was used to getting all the license plates. I like the little 6x8 plaques. They're easier to finagle around, and you can always get frames for them and stuff. The license plates, I like the license plates too, but I was producing the thinner ones. I want to say the 0.35 thickness, and then Corey would get the 0.50s, which were a little bit thicker, more, not as malleable as the other ones that I would give out to you guys, but like these ones, like these Pikes Peak RC Arena ones, these are very, very paper thin. But the ones that Corey gave for trophies, oops, sorry babies, are very, very thick. See, they can't even flex it like the other one. So, and definitely did some awesome trophies for that. I forgot his name, but those were very awesome. It was an honor to get one of those 21. I've been chasing a 21.5 trophy for a while, so finally got one. But anyways, like I said, the main topic this evening is Cole's Hot Lap Hobbies, referring to Hector's post, which he was definitely not wrong on. And again, a lot of supportive comments in that section. If you guys want to look at it, it's below in the Pikes Peak RC Arena group page and stuff. And yeah, definitely check it out. For those that have not seen Corey and want to see Corey will be over at 5280 tomorrow. So if you guys want to go check him out, say hi, say what's up. Maybe Ellie might be with them. Hey, again, go say your highs to him. I'm sure he's missing everything. Don't think that with the Pikes Peak RC Arena done, don't think that, you know, like we let you guys down and stuff. It was, there's a lot of factors that went into that. A lot of people don't know about, mainly the city, the delays and stuff. And I expressed that in another video, and it was pretty much out of Corey's reach and stuff. And it just, yeah, one thing went to this, and then it went to that, and it just got harder and harder. And then, uh, yeah, the store closing upon its demise. So again, um, yeah, will there be another one? Who knows? I know, from my understanding, there's a lot of people that want to do the hobby shop. They want to do the thing. Again, it's hard, especially like when I went down to South Carolina and I did a video on that, walking in the store. Again, it all depends on the demographics of what people are into over there. So obviously, over in South Carolina, 8 scale was dominant, but he did not sell many kits. Rafi did not sell many kits of the 8 scale. If he did have kits, Techno was the only thing, but he had every single part of TLR. He had every single part of Arma and stuff like that because of the bashing and stuff. What's up, buddy? Uno?
Yeah.
So Isaiah, he misses racing. He misses all you guys out there. He was supposed to come with me racing last week, but he wanted to go hang out with his friends, huh?
Yeah.
So you gonna come out racing with me next time?
Yeah.
All right. So you're gonna drive your 8 scale truggy, because I'll tell you what, that's way easier to drive than buggy. So it's almost like driving your buggy right here, but
Like driving stadium truck.
no, not like driving a stadium truck. It's 4-wheel drive, not 2-wheel drive. So yeah, it's a lot easier, son. And you're not gonna break your vehicle like you would on a 10 scale. So I'll tell you what, these 8 scales are very, very robust. Oh, what's up, Lutak? Hey, I said what's up to you earlier on the live feed from the Peach State Classic and stuff like that. Again, it was I wanted to get on there and comment, but I was on phone calls and stuff like that. So I was like, oh, I'm sitting here watching Lutak comment. Who's that? Our greatest never breaking #1 8 scale driver? I forgot what his name is. I met Lutak. I met Lutak basically on the YouTube thing with Lefty, with the No Name RC podcast and stuff like that, with the race announcing and stuff like that. And that's how Lutak and I met each other and stuff. And he's also, you know, when we had the racing arena portion going on, he was a big supporter of that and commented a lot. So again, it's good to hear from you again, Lutak. the 4500 universe champion, huh? That's funny. So again, golly, I do miss you guys out there a lot here in the Colorado Springs racing community with RCs. But again, I'll see you guys out there. I got another trip coming up here shortly. So again, that's why I went ahead and printed out these trophies for Extreme RC Raceway. Again, they got their 3-day race event coming up, and looks like it's pretty big. It's going to be a pretty big ordeal with their new layout. They got food trucks coming. They got a pretty cool track layout they just redid. So again, it kind of changed the game on everything, puts everybody on the same playing field unless you get out there and practice. But it looks like the East Coast is going to get hit by a hurricane, one or two of them. So we'll see what happens with that. They're expecting a lot of rain this coming weekend. Over here, the weather's been decent here in Colorado. So again, that'd be nice if Matt Kyle did another race out there. But again, you guys got Graham Hill out there, LRC. Graham Hill, if you guys don't know, is the team manager for Techno in this region. So again, go out there, go race with them. Go race out there with Zach Allred. I've been talking with Zach a lot on my trip back here, and yeah, I definitely want to get out there. I would love to get out there to LRC, but apparently, like I said, I got VA appointment tomorrow. That is a big priority for me. So it is pretty much my game changer, and I literally have to be there tomorrow. So 8:30 sharp, and other than that, I'd be out there racing. So like I said, I'll get out there to Cole's Hot Lap Hobby, and give them a hand and stuff, and see what goes on with there. Again, we'll probably sit down and sit and talk and eat dinner and stuff like that. So it'll be a good time for the fiance and I to get out there and then go meet Cole and his wife. So we'll see what happens on that venture. Let's see. Yes, served for some years. Both Corey, actually Corey, that was the owner of the Hobbytown Pikes Peak RC Arena. He also served too. But now I just transferred from the Army side of things. Now I'm on the Air Force side of things. And the Air Force side of things, Corey used to do when he was in the Air Force. So I'm going to bring him back on board with that. Hopefully, we'll see how that goes on the government side of things. And then, yeah, I think that'll be a fun venture. So we'll see what happens with that. Because what I'm dealing with now on the defense sector of that stuff is all Air Force stuff now, and it's a totally different direction because they're aligning, they're not aligned with anybody else but themselves, so their whole structure is totally different from what I'm used to in the Army. So again, yeah, the Army life, pretty much. I'm here in Colorado Springs, got the Air Force Academy, got Peterson Space Force Base, Schriever Space Force Base, NORAD right in my front right here, and I got Fort Carson, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So, green cards, man, they were letting anybody in. Marines, I had my uncle and my cousins that joined the Marines, and I'll tell you what, I give Marines this: they had the most tightest, best uniform ever, I should say. U.S. Army went back to an old school style, and I like that a lot. I gave that whole World War II vibe before the Cold War vibe, so that I actually like that a lot. Um, yeah, I miss I miss all my buddies that were all in the military, and then I think that's one of the biggest things for VA tomorrow is about my buddies from back then. So again, yeah, that's a, like I said, it's a game changer for me as to what happened, and then hopefully we'll see what the outcome is. All right, that one is glue. I still got one more tire to glue, so I was been gluing these slowly with you guys. These are the Falcons. Oh yeah, the Marines. I tell you what, they a whole different breed of soldier. When the war first broke out in OIF, right? They needed we were a small team in the Army, and we traveled with the Marines, the Expeditionary Force. And I'll tell you what, the Marines are on a whole different level of good God. That's all I'm gonna say. They are like, if I was to breach a building, I would go through the door with a breacher. These guys went through walls. Okay, so they saw a door. They didn't go through the door. They went to the wall next to the door. Because the building was very shoddy in Iraq, and they were able to do that. They would take, they would run through walls, and yeah, it's like a dude running through drywall, like your most muscular dude with all the armor on, just running through a drywall. And these guys did it, and with chicken wire and cement walls. It was shoddy cement. It was very crappy. It looked like pterodactyl poop the way the cement was laid. It wasn't laid thick and smooth and what we're used to seeing here in the U.S. But I tell you what, those guys, no holes barred. Uh, those guys like to fight each other, but it brought them closer. In the Army, if you fought somebody in the Army, you're holding a grudge against that person. In the Marines, it brought them closer. So I guess that was like the biggest difference. And again, the camaraderie, their esprit de corps is like top notch. I give it to the Marines on that. All right. I just didn't get with the whole crowns thing and licking bus windows. That was just not my thing. So anyways, give props out to the Marines, actually all to the branches and stuff. And you know, again, me transferring over to the Air Force side of things, that was it's totally different. It's totally different. um it's totally different. In the Army, you're drinking out of a paper cup for coffee. In the Air Force, you're drinking out of a normal ceramic cup. In the Army, just, yeah, they don't got it. They don't got it like the Air Force does. The Air Force, I tell you what, going to the PX over at the Air Force is totally different from going to PX on an Army base or a Marine Corps base or even a naval base. I went to a naval base one where we were just in South Carolina, uh, where the subs were and stuff like that. And it's, yeah, it's just, yeah. All I'm gonna say is, yeah, they're behind the times over there. So again, all right, let's glue this last tire up. Again, I am gluing Green Falcons on these Avid 8 scale truss wheels, these version 2s. I did a video on these not too long ago. I want to say last week I did a video on these, mounting some AKA tires on there. Or was it AKA? I think it was. I think it was AKA tires that I mounted on there. And then, or VP Pros, VP Pro tires I mounted. And we put those on the first set of Avid wheels. And I ordered these Avid wheels on a Tuesday and got them on a Wednesday. So that's how quick Avid got them to me. Again, as always, thanks David Jor for getting my shipment out. I still have in my shopping cart my 10 scale wheels and stuff because I want to check those out and put those on the buggy. Lutek, ever since I met you on the the live feeds with Lefty and stuff like that, I tell you what, my 8 scale went to a whole different world. Again, this is my newest addition, my Truggy here, the Nitro 2.1 with 2.2 upgrades, 2.2 updated, let's put it that way, with titanium turnbuckles. This will probably end up getting sold and stuff like that after I get done with it and get it up there. So again, a great deal for those that are getting into 8 scale. And I highly suggest, not Nitro, don't get into Nitro, don't jump into Nitro right off the bat. If you get into 8 scale, look at a Truggy, all right? Truggy is so much more easier to drive. I drive my buggy more than my Truggy, but I drive my Truggy better than I drive my buggy. How does that make sense? I don't know. The buggies are set up different. The Truggies are wider. The only difference between the Truggies and the buggies is obviously the price difference. And when I say the price difference, wheels and tires are your biggest price difference. So you're paying way more for Truggy wheels and tires, but I don't think you burn through them. I've been on these same ones. Is it these ones? Yes, I've been on these same ones for I've been on these ones for, golly, I want to say almost three, four different races already. Four different locations of races on full days with this same tire. And usually with my buggy wheels and tires, I'm done with them towards the end of the day, or depending on how bad the track is. But the Truggy, for some odd reason, the tires last longer for me than my buggy tires do. And I can't really compare because the compounds are different. But again, if I use, I should probably do that and do a compound comparison, using the same compound, but driving the Truggy and the buggy and driving them both the same way. So yes, we do need more Truggies over there at Ram, over at Faster Laps. And we did have a good amount of Truggies out there for Nitro and electric. John took first, I want to say, in Nitro, obviously in his all white Techno, and then I took first in my Techno Truggy as well too. So that was the first time I've driven that track. Again, for my mentors out there, again, I couldn't thank them enough. Justin, Carlos, Joe, Rafi, definitely helped me out a lot and hone my skills in 8 scale racing. Because I'll tell you right now, jumping from carpet to dirt, totally different world. All right, totally different world. Not to mention it's dirtier. John Carpenter thinks carpet's dirtier than dirt. I can blow off the carpet. I can brush it off. I gotta scrub, wash, take apart, clean, wipe, use different types of cleaning additives or whatnot to clean my vehicles to make them look brand new again. And you know, and I don't know. That's just me. That's just my, I guess, the OCD in me. I gotta always clean my vehicles so I can see if I miss anything on braking. But again, anybody that gets into 8 scale racing, highly suggest a Truggy. highly suggest you check. Look at my hands at the end of the night. Probably. Yeah, yeah, that is true. The hands at the end of the night. Um, yeah, you know what? Carpet, yeah, carpet can be dirty because man, there's stains on my shirts I cannot get off from being on carpet. But then again, being over in the East Coast, they got red clay out there. They got red dirt. And red dirt, I tell you what, you get that on you, that's completely done. I got red dirt on my wing over here, and I can't even get it off. No matter how much I'm scrubbing off of it. I'm still learning in the 8 scale world of what wings to use. I watch Adam Drake's videos. I watch Mayfield. I watch Dakota Fence, even Ryan Style Harris's videos on what they do. But then at the end of the day, everybody drives different. So again, yeah, it's just, it comes down to your liking. Justin Simonson, he set me up with the setup on my ESC and on my buggy, which I transferred over to my truggy, and I tell you what, that was a world of difference, and it made a big difference from the stock settings and adding turbo and stuff like that. No, they don't use sauce at all over there in they don't use sauce over there in South Carolina or Georgia or even North Carolina. I have not seen anybody use sauce. The only person that used sauce was me. We had a spec tire race. Beach RC had a spec tire race, and we got these tires. They were freaking hard. Golly, they were a hard company. They were harder than a blue, and they were knobby. And I should bring up. I don't know where those tires are at, but I'll tell you what, they were hard. It looked like they'd been sitting a while, and Beach RC did give us a little piece of paper saying the tires sat for a while. It was overstock from what they had, and they use it in spec tire racing. And I used WD-40. I sprayed WD-40 on them. I wrapped them with the rag. I told Justin, I said, Justin, are we allowed to use sauce on the tires? He goes, I don't think anybody said anything about it, but I was the only one that used it. Yeah, it was liquid wrench. I take that back. It wasn't WD-40. It was liquid wrench, yellow and black and white bottle. And took a rag and wrapped it around the tire and let it sit there until our next race. Did that make a difference for me? Hell no, because it was too loamy. It was too sandy, and no matter I don't know, you had to be like a drift king to manage that track over at Sumter the way it was set up. Again, it didn't help because we sat right in front of the track on its side where the launch off was, and the wind was blowing towards our pit area. So me looking at you, the wind was blowing towards us. So every time they blew a track, it got all over us. And I want to say I probably spent about 2 hours in the shower washing off red clay off my face, my ears, it got everywhere. It got everywhere. It's like going to Iraq or going to NTC in the military, and you're finding sand in places you never thought sand would get into. That's how it was over there. So yeah. Oh, so we use SXT. You guys already know we use SXT over at the Pikes Peak RC Arena. I want to say, yeah, we were using the 3.0, but apparently I can't bring this on the plane with me. Well, I could if I put it in smaller bottles, but I don't know. I don't know. Do they use this traction compound on dirt? I don't know. All I know it for is for carpet. So again, I'm still new to the dirt thing. Again, the last time I drove dirt was the first time I ever raced RC, and that was in Guam, but that was on a coral-based kind of track, gravelly track. So it was, that's the only off-road experience I have aside bashing. And I want to say 2 months ago was the first time I ever got into dirt, clay, hard pack, whatever you want to call it. And I got to race 3 different types of substrates, which is actually weird. Oh, they do. Oh, okay. On seal tracks for these ones. Okay. So what are they using, JC? What are they using on the regular off-road tracks? Is it just the liquid wrench, like what you said, or what I used for that spec tire buggy race I just talked about? So yeah, let me know. Let me glue this last band up real quick, and we'll see. Yeah, I really like these Avid wheels because again, they got that little valley right there. It keeps the glue from overfilling. Buggy grip, dirt slicky, cherry Christmas, sticky kicks, cherry Christmas. Okay, all right. So that's what they use over on dirt tracks. All right, I'll look into that. Again, I am still new to it. Oh, that's another thing with getting into a truggy if you don't buy an RTR because they do got Losi has an RTR out there and we see a lot of people competitive with them. But if you are building a kit truggy, um, the, the servo has to be stronger than a regular buggy servo because again you got longer A arms, got everything's overall longer, and obviously the wheels and tires are heavier, so you need a stronger servo as opposed to what you would use in a buggy. So in the buggy, I'm using all the way up to 525 ounces, 650 ounces, I think. And I know Truggy, they use a little bit more. I'm seeing a lot of people using 700 and above. I didn't know it went that high. I got Reef sending me my new servos out after it was a manufacturer defect on the servo that I got. So they're sending me servos for this, which is actually pretty cool. So we'll see how that relationship works with Reefs. And I am a big fan of Reefs for the simple fact that I use it in my 10 scale buggy here and it's never failed me. It's one of the fastest servos I've ever used. I run a 299 LP in here and it was highly suggested to me from Whippet over there at Reno, Nevada. So the speed, direct feel, everything was like top notch with that servo. And don't get me wrong, there's other servos out there that are great as well. It's just the Reefs have won me over. And then majority of all my 8 scale buggies now, they're all on what are they? They're on the Protex. Are they on the Protex? The 170. Yeah, the 170. Let me see. Yeah, they're on the one. They're on the black labels. The 170 SBL black labels are which were all my truggies on. So again, or all my buggies and my truggies. This one will obviously have reefs, and we'll see what the relationship goes with reefs. I'm a big fan of the reefs servos. So again, don't know nothing about nitro. I did try to attempt to help Pit for nitro. Again, that's a whole different world. Nitro, as I knew it back then, is totally different. So again, watching these guys, um, it is not for the faint of heart. It is something that you will need a partner on that can help fuel you depending on how long the races are. And most races, again, just like these big races, which I'm watching the Peach State with Lutak here, um, yeah, they're going to have 45-minute mains, and for nitro and stuff, and that's huge. Now for electric, I think the biggest is 10-minute mains. I think it is. That's what I'm used to is 10-minute mains, 6-minute quals. So again, depending on weather too. Sometimes I've seen it cut down to 8 minutes. So again, I learned a lot with 8 scale being out there. Yes, yes. Yes, I did get the motor, the FPO2. So I think that's what we were talking about. I got the motor from him again, and then he gave me the titanium turnbuckles and gave me a bunch of extra parts. And again, he did upgrade to the 2.2 shock towers, which are a big difference from the other shock towers. So I'll probably upgrade the both truggies over there to the 2.2 towers because I do like these towers a lot more. But again, I'm not gonna replace it if it ain't broken. So I'll wait until they get bent up. But then again, I do have the older set, which can also replace those. So again, I don't think I need to upgrade. I do need to upgrade to different pistons. Nice, nice. So yeah, John Carpenter, I think you got this. Yeah, you got the motor from him and stuff like that. So yeah, that's cool. That's cool. I am liking this a lot. Um, yeah, learning. I need to get me a fuel gun or a fuel bottle. Obviously, a bump start box. Um, Gotta talk to the Nitro guys to see what battery packs they're running in or receiver packs they're running and stuff like that. what servos they're using as well too, because I'm still kind of confused on that, because I know one's a throttle servo, obviously, but does it need to be torquey like a steering servo does? So, you know, are there, you know, does the difference of the servos matter? So that's another thing I need to look into and learn. So again, I know John Carpenter uses the AFGRC ones, and I have, matter of fact, I take that back. I'm one of those that I had to replace the reefs in. I am running one of those AGFRC servos, and that thing is actually working really well. That thing is actually, it's a lot quicker than I thought it would be. So again, that was something that John and I talked about, and it looks like it's the AGFRC. All right, okay, so 370 do I have a 370? No, I don't have a 370. I don't have any servos left. I just got what Reefs is sending me. So I just talked to Reefs earlier today via email, and they're sending me out new Reefs in lieu of what happened to me on my, I want to say it was my third or fourth race over there in South Carolina. Yeah, driving. I was trying to turn. It was still going straight, and it was still going straight. Still wouldn't turn, and yeah, ended up straight. And found out that the servo had a manufacturer defect with the motor. Um, yeah, it was something with the motor. It had nothing to do, because I ordered gears for it, and I thought I stripped the gears, but man, they use all steel gears in there. I was like, how would that, you know, these things take hard hits. But I guess if you land wrong, you can. And in my case, it was the motor that was a defect on it. So thankful again for Reefs giving me new servos, and yeah, I can't wait to get them in. Hopefully next week before I leave out of here. So, all right, looks like we're all glued up for these J Concept Falcons and stuff. That's another thing. I see everybody, they store their wheels and tires in tubs. Does it matter? Do they need to be enclosed? Do they need to be in plastic, like how we keep our foam tires or our on-road tires? We keep them in plastic to make sure they don't get dry rotted. I don't know. Is it the same concept that we take care of these? Let me know, because I still am learning. Again, I've never seen so many use of compounds. Again, I am so used to fuzz bites, because I'll tell you what, yes, keeps them from drying up. All right, I will package them up. I should have bought those wheel tub things, or wheel tube things, or those wheel holders from you, Corey, because you had a bunch of them. These would fit perfect in there. I don't know. I'll figure out something for these bad boys, but yeah, I'll put them back in the plastic, and these are good to go. Again, these are on the Avid Trust V2 wheels. These are the Falcon Green compounds. And from what I'm told, they probably won't last over at Graham's track, because it's so abrasive over there. But we'll see. We'll try it out. We will try it out. Let me put these back in the plastic. All right. I got my, again, yeah. So actually that was not bad, because I paid, let's see, these were $25 for a pair tube, and Rafi over there at Extreme RC Raceway gave me 10% over cost. So actually that was a very good deal that he gave me for the tires that I bought over there. Also, he has his own brand, the Himotos, which are in between a blue and a green compound, but they're kind of like a, they got kind of like a whole shot or power block style pin style on them. So yeah, we'll go ahead and put these back in here and reseal them back up, because that's what I've been doing with all my tires, except for my truggy tires. I need to find, I got big bags. I'll go ahead and put those in big bags too, to keep them from drying out. But then again, I'm down here in my basement, so yeah. All right, we'll go ahead and seal those back there. That's one thing I like about J Concepts. They come with the, you can reseal them. That's one thing I like about them. You definitely reseal them. That's oh yeah, I talked about this before. J Concepts, unlike the other tires, because I was trying to figure out what the C2 compound was for VP Pro, or yeah, was it VP Pro? So you got yellow dots. They're firm abrasive asphalt surface, 91 degrees and above. So it actually tells you the temperature with the variance. Let's see what these greens are. So the greens, There's a blue, green dot. Super soft, wet, slick, 75 degrees or below. So this would be perfect for here in Colorado. Blue dot, soft, blue groove, 76 to 80 degrees, which is also perfect for here in Colorado on a very good day. Then you got black, no dot, mega soft, hard slick, 75 degrees or below. So, oh wow, maybe I should order some. It's not that cold yet. Yellow dots again. So yellow, blue, green, and black for dirt, sand compounds. And then you got clay compounds, which is a gold dot and a silver dot. So that's something, I'm learning something new here. Soft indoor clay condition, soft plus indoor clay condition. So I would probably say Silver State over there in Las Vegas indoor. So I guess that's where the gold dots and silver dots would probably come into play. I have heard of some of the guys out there using green and blue dots out there. See, artificial compounds, 2 pink dot, medium soft carpet, astroturf, dry, mild to warm. That would be more for those guys over in Europe because they race on the green astroturf. So I guess 2 pink dot would be perfect for them. Say treated abrasive compounds, aqua A2, 2 blue dot, medium soft, 81 to 90. R2 would be 81 to 90. That'd be a medium soft. Orange, medium abrasive, warm, 91 to 100 degrees. Good God. So just like how your oils are, the compounds work the same way. Again, I am learning. Yellow, firm, 101 degrees and above. So I'd be like Arizona. Oh, and then again, like you said, Lutech, and also, yeah, loose dirt. So again, who's that? Oh, yeah, the guy, huh? Oh. Oh.
Have you seen the burger done?
Can you get the paper towel and get that right there real quick for me? So, can you grab it on the stairs?
Sure.
Yeah. So again, yeah, learning something new about the compounds. Again, I'm only used to the Himotos and J Concepts. I have not used any other brand except for the Spectre that was used over there at Sumter. So, yeah, like I said, I'm still learning. And being at 2 different locations, obviously the tire compounds here in Colorado are way different. They're not running on red clay over there. Let's see. Oh, so that's 100% clay in there. So you would use, if you're to J Concepts. Yeah, go ahead and put that in the trash, buddy. Trash right there. So yeah, you would use the gold dot or the silver dots on clay compounds, but obviously, Silver State is almost sand. Silver State is almost sand. Okay, I know a lot of our guys from Colorado go over to Silver State, so we'll see. All right, other tires in the bag here. Want to say hi to John Carpenter? John Carpenter's on, and then Ellie said we run super soft clay. Okay, cool. That was John Carpenter. That's just comment.
Hi, John.
Isaiah says hi, John.
Can you see my charger?
Your what?
My charger.
Matter of fact, see the cable over there? It's on the other side of the camera right there. Okay, go ahead and take that. Ellie just said hi.
Hi, Ellie.
Is the block there?
No, like I need my Oculus cable.
Yeah, that would be, yeah, you take that white one.
This one's really slow. It doesn't work on my Oculus.
Which one?
My Oculus.
Oh, you need a white one? Hold on 1 second, guys. I need to get Isaiah a cable real quick. Enjoy the scenery back there.
Hi guys, I'm Robbie Esplana. I'm gonna be good trolling him today. Yeah. I got the new Reese's, you know.
All right, here, Isaiah.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. So Ellie says hi, and everybody's saying hi to each other. That's cool. All right. Okay, so I got my tires ready for the next race. I'll try these out. Apparently over at Matt Kyle's track, it's Big Pin over there. So big pin. I wonder if these are a medium pin. These are the Jetco block ends, but these are green dot. But they definitely don't. They feel too hard. I think it's all because of the foam. And then the foam game. That's also another thing that I'm still learning. When to cut foams, how to cut foams. You know what foams to use because there's different firmnesses of them. The bottom bag opened up. Did it? Oh, it did. Thanks, Lutek. No, that's all sealed. All right. So we are G to G on that, and then I'll go ahead and I have to do big gigantic Ziploc bags for these. I'll go ahead and put these truggy tires on them. That's another thing too. A lot of people balance their wheels and tires. I do have a balancing system, so that actually does make a big difference because I noticed that with a set of unbalanced wheels and tires, that the vehicle had a lot of, you know, when you're getting up into speed, the speed wobble of the tires, you can definitely see it as opposed to ones that are balanced and was just super smooth around the, coming off of the jumps, coming down a straightaway into a turn. You can definitely see the difference when you balance your tires. I don't know when tire heating comes into play. I know the guys use heat guns and wraps for their motors to heat up their motors. That was something I never learned at all driving in that Hyper 7. I just put a glow plug start on there and yanked away until the damn thing started, and here we are. Now you got warmers where the ease of starting on there. Yeah, so again, like Lutek said, balance them. I got that clay stuff in here. So yeah, balancing makes a big difference. And yeah, especially when you go into the trikey tires, because I'll tell you what, these things are very soft, and if you leave your tires on, one of the previous owners of these tires had it on his truggy, and it was on his workbench, and it didn't move for like 4 or 5 months, and it created a flat spot on here. So uh, with me, you know, I had to massage it and all this to get the roundness back out of it and stuff, and then yeah, and then went ahead and balanced it. Everything was like perfectly round. So that took a while to do. I think it was these tires too. Was it these tires or was it the other one? No, it was these ones. So yeah, I don't know. These are the, I don't even know what these are called. Hold on, let me see. I don't even know what brand tires these are. I can't even see with my bad eyes. The Phantoms by ProMotion. What are these? Yep, ProMotion Phantoms. So these are very soft, trippy compound tire. I have not used these yet. They do have blue foams in them, so it's very soft. So these are blue dots. So I'll try these out eventually. I've been using the other ones a lot, and I have not changed up. There goes one of my tires. So I have not changed up at all. Oh. So wait, so the flash points don't rotate at over 200 degrees? Okay. Is that hence why they say that again, John? I didn't get to see the comment all the way. Say that. What were you saying again? Something with the flash points? I know they're popular over in the southeast though. Those and the samurais, they are very popular in the southeast. Oh, the pinch is so tight. Oh, so you're talking about between the compression on it. Okay. I think that's what you're talking about. I know, a lot to learn on this thing. Actually, I love the way it's set up. It's very clean. Again, got it from Tom Prindle. He ended up getting the 2.2. And this thing, I tell you what, this thing is very well taken care of. Very well taken care of. And let me see. Oh, that is a very, oh my goodness, that is a very tight compression. Holy crap. That is very, oh wow, okay. He did say it's a very, like you said, the pinch is very tight. But then again, he only has a gallon of fuel in that. So I'm taking that as not a lot of runtime on the motor. The motor still looks fresh and brand new, minus the top with scratches here and there, but nothing that's deformed and stuff. But yeah, he did put on a new filter for me. I'm told that's a thing to stock up on is air filters, and yeah, that and simple green. I should have bought all of Corey's simple green, but yeah, I don't know. John Carpenter, I'll tell you what, dominated out there racing Nitro Truggy, and I want to say Van came in second. That was another thing too. Between Nitro, I think just A scale in general, I don't think the weight of the bodies really make that big of a difference. So I took a bunch of E6000 and gooped the whole entire body because I noticed that everybody in South Carolina, they would put the heat tape right there and they would goop the whole entire inside of the body. They leave the tape on after you're done painting, but they would goop the whole inside of this, and they'll use that the fiber tape, the mesh, the stuff that you repair drywall with. I didn't do it on this one. I'm not I don't. I'll get another body, but I wanted to see how this one did because I know the Technos are very weak right there. They're very weak when they get hit right here. They're very weak right there. So I did a lot of reinforcement on the body I got from Tom Prindle. So yeah, again, very robust buggies in general with it. And I still got my doggies running all around and stuff. Probably change that up. But again, hopefully my servos come in next week before I fly out. And I'll probably install my receiver in this. I'll be excited to drive with John on 8 scale Truggy. We did have a good group and a number out there driving this past weekend over at Matt Kyle's truck. I want to say that was a pretty good entry count. It was good to see the Chambers out there. It was good to see John, Jason, Swerve, Tom Prindle, and his boy. Got to finally meet his boy finally. I usually catch Tom Hot Wheel hunting. The post holes need to be notched out vertically. Chassis flexes, breaks the body. Ah, okay. That makes a lot of sense. Oh, that's why they're notched out like that. Okay, I see. I see that. So the chassis. Okay, that makes a lot. See, I didn't know why. See, no, I just learned something new on that. Why the body has the uh, the slide notches there. So I guess we would call that slide notches. So learning something new on that. Yeah. Again, I can't wait to drive this. I did lose a wheel nut out there, and I'll tell you what, these cat wheel nuts, I highly suggest them. Um, these wheel cap nuts, they protect the inside of your hub because that's where you disconnect your hex hub here from your drive shaft and stuff, and you don't want to get dirt up in there and clog it all up because that's a 2.5 that goes in there, and then you got a static pin that goes in there, and you tighten that down. But I used cap nuts and I lost mine. I apparently did not tighten it down on that last buggy race that I did. So again, did awesome on the truggy race, not so much on the buggy race. Again, I was looking another buggy and myself, or another guy and myself, we got tangled up. I thought his vehicle was mine. So I thought I was driving that buggy, which in case I wasn't, my buggy was faced a different direction and went off to the dirt bike track. So again, like I said, I lost like 8 seconds off of that, and then went from eighth, made it all the way to fifth, and then my back wheel came off. So tighten your wheel nuts. Tighten your wheel nuts. So I was chasing. I was on my way to chasing down number 4, and yeah, I was hungry, very hungry. Not hungry enough that I lost a wheel nut. So I could have swore I tightened that thing down, but oh well, it happens, and we will see. Again, good turnout over at Matt Kyle's track. Again, LRC is having their series race, uh, series 3-day race this weekend. Um, yeah, they start back up tomorrow. Again, Corey let me know that 5280 will be doing their off-road carpet tomorrow. So not only tighten them, but over tighten them. I know I always mention it. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. But sometimes I don't want to squeeze the plastic so hard that it makes it soft. Oh, it's on road tomorrow. Okay, so on road tomorrow, not off road. I stand corrected. On road tomorrow at 5280. I'm not sure what Colt is doing Saturday, but I do know Sunday he is doing um, oval. So again, that was like the start of this was a big topic of Cole's hot lap hobbies. Again, Corey and I talked about that. I talked to Cole today, and then yeah, we'll see how it goes over there. We'll do our due diligence and get over there and help out Cole. Uh, let's see. JT, he still has his oval program going on. Last week he had a uh, customer appreciation where he did a free race, which was actually pretty cool. Last week, Eric Adams over at Moore, he did his enduro race, still had his clay track. And if you guys have not driven on his clay track yet with glue, I highly suggest it. And it's probably the big game changer that he did to that track. Don't get me wrong, there's a lot of chemicals in that track. It still smells like Moore, as it always is. Oh yeah, new carpet at Jay's. Yeah, new carpet at Jay's. That's over at Eplex, right? JT. Oh, JT has new carpet. That's right. He did say he had new carpet. What's the one that's way up north? Is that Eplex, John? I'm trying to figure out which one. The one that they use cardboard on the track. I'm trying to remember which one that was. What track that is up there way north, up towards Fort Collins area. So up where Brent lives. So again, yeah. Let's see. Matt Kyle, he doesn't have anything. E-Team Hobbyplex. There you go. Thank you. Uh, JT, he still has oval. Again, I'm not sure what Cole's doing tomorrow, but I know Sunday. Oh, it's particle board. Okay, I know Sunday Cole is doing oval. I've heard on a lot of the comments. A lot of people will be showing up to there, so it'll be cool to see you guys over there. Uh, Justin, Westminster. I keep on forgetting about Justin. Justin up at Westminster. He does 1RC. He does Mini Z, and oh, he does on road. Also on road tomorrow at Hot Lap. So if you guys want to do on road tomorrow at Hot Lap, John Carpenter, just let me know. On road tomorrow at Hot Lap Hobbies. Westminster. Justin has 1RC and how would I say Mini Z to include his Monster Jam monster truck racing. So if you got like a Armagranite or a golly, what a Stampede or something like that, along the lines of those type vehicles, Justin has the Monster Jam race style setup. So it's exactly set up exactly the race. The race is set up exactly like the real Monster Jam. You go down the straight, you come back, and you go back around and finish off going that way, and or is it on the inside? However it goes, that's how that race style setup. It's actually pretty cool. Um, I talked to Corey about that. It was just something to get the kids involved with racing. But then again, we were coming at it, and that was something I also suggested over to Rafi over there at Extreme RC Raceway. Again, the monster trucks are very popular on the East Coast, and the kids, they love monster trucks. Anything they can crush something with, they'll do. And they use old Lexan bodies, very thin Lexan bodies, and crush them. So. Yep, that's what they're doing and stuff. Over there again, South Carolina, where I just came from, they're about to have their humongous race. I just got done doing all their trophies, the raffle towels and stuff like that. Over at Matt Kyle's track, I gave out some towels to like John and Jason and the Chambers. They got some towels too. Tom Prindle, he got a towel as well too. I think Matt Kyle got a towel. I did a couple of these. Where's my gray one? I got a cool gray one. It's over there folded up. It says Techno on both sides. Let me grab that real quick because that is a very nice towel. I like that towel. Let me grab that real quick. What did I do with it? Oh, man. I don't know what I did with that towel. I guess I lost that towel. I don't know. I did something with it. Nope, I guess not. Oh, I just realized all my pugs are right down here. I wish I could show you guys all the pugs. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pugs in there. I don't know where Doug is. Doug is my Frenchie. So I got these also. If you guys want a Pikes Peak RC Arena race news around the nation towel, I'll give you guys one. After that, after I do my little giveaways and stuff and hand them out, I'll probably end up selling these because I'll probably sell them in a pack of 5. Started custom race shirts. Ah, yeah, I'll probably do that. I'll talk to you about that later, John. Yeah, I'll probably do shirts again. I got a couple shirts left. I do got some extra larges in this Pikes Peak RC Arena, but I can do the new logo on them because they're still blanks. So I'll probably need to order some more shirts. So I'll probably end up doing that. Gotten better at the sublimation, doing this stuff. Again, this one's printed backwards. It was just a test piece, but again, I'm using 6x8 on the trophies. Again, this one is backwards, but again, the color really pops because I learned to use the temperature variant on the press. So I learned a lot of that. And then keeping the design simple. Again, Extreme RC Raceway, they use red, yellow, and orange as their colors. And since it's the Autumn Showdown, obviously did the fall leaves and stuff. So, and then I did all their TQ trophies. I did all that and their fun trophies to go along with that. So they haven't experienced anything like that. Usually they hand out these gold medals here or the bronze medals that I got. So racing over there, learning and stuff. So yeah. But other than that, Pikes Peak RC Arena, I am gonna get off of here. I'm gonna go eat some dinner because it is very late, and I'm probably keeping the fiance up because she's on the other side of this wall right now, sleeping. So I will let you guys know. I will come back on live probably, I want to say Sunday, as we are watching the mains. Isaiah wants spam. So we'll probably come back here on the mains for Georgia Peach. We'll probably follow what's going on over there up at LRC with Graham because I'm sure he's on Live RC as well too. And we'll see if Cole's on Live RC. So again, Lutek, it's always good to see you and talk to you. Corey, as always, I'll stay in touch and bring you on my team now as you brought me on your team. And we'll go do that. All right, John, thank you for everything. As always, love racing with you. You're teaching me a lot as well too. And yeah, we're going to have a blast. All right, take care, you guys. Have a great night. We are out. See ya. How do I turn this off now? Oh, I got to bring you guys all the way close to me. Let's see. All right, stopping.